Good evening. Welcome to learn more about Park Lane Jewelry. My name is Sally Anglem, and I am a senior division leader with Park Lane. I have been with Park Lane about 3.5 years, maybe a little bit more. I'm approaching my fourth year, I guess. But anyway, time flies. So you are here to learn more about Park Lane, and I am here to help you learn more about Park Lane. This has been such a blessing in my life. I did not see it coming. A little bit about me. I am an empty nester. My husband and I have raised 5 children. Our youngest two are in college. They are a junior and a senior in college. The other three are grown and flown and flourishing on their own, just as we try to do in life, right? We want to raise those kids. We want to raise adults, not kids. That's what I always say. But anyway, so that's where I am in life. I am an empty nester. People do this business with all kinds of backgrounds, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but I'll give you my story. So I started Park Lane quite by surprise, I'll say. I actually had a 10-year-old communication business that I was looking to expand. As my husband was looking toward retirement, I was thinking, okay, now it's, after raising 5 children, I was a very involved community member. I was a leader in lots of different volunteer capacities. I had my event planning and communication business, but I really didn't contribute a whole lot to the family income because I was mostly focusing on raising our children and being involved in the community. Well, so as my husband had an eye toward retirement, I was saying, okay, now it's my turn. I am going to start contributing to the family income. So I had ideas of how to expand that 10-year-old communication business. I was describing it to a friend of mine when we were on a college reunion girls trip, and she said, that sounds like a good idea. And so I was like, yep, that's what I'm going to do when I get home. Well, guess what? Life changes, right? You make these plans and God laughs. That's what they say. Well, what happened on that trip? That was on the way to this trip. I met Park Lane on that trip. And when I discovered Park Lane, number one, I was like, wow, this jewelry is gorgeous. I placed an order. And then I went about the trip and I had fun. And on the way home, I started thinking about that jewelry that I had ordered. And I thought, wow, that really was beautiful jewelry. I know no one in my community sells this. I'm going to give it a try. Why not? Right? I mean, well, first I said, I'm going to go home and I'm going to research it. So I did a little research, and then I reached out to the stylist who I met on my trip to Texas with my friends, and she and I chatted, and I decided to give it a try. I thought, why not? I'm going to see if I can build a business. If not, I love jewelry, and I will always have lots of beautiful jewelry. So that was let's see, February of 2020. And since February of 2020, I have built a business. I have formed amazing relationships. I have earned 12 trips, 5 destinations. Wait, is that right? However many destinations. Let's see, we had Dublin, Bermuda, Key West, Aruba, Hawaii, Cabo, 7, and Paris. 7 destinations, 12 trips. I didn't see that in my horizon. I did not. So here's the thing. What I was looking for with my husband retiring was I wanted to be able to contribute to the family income more. But I did not want to get a desk job or any kind of job where I was going to have to ask for vacation time to go visit those 5 children of mine. They are spread across the country. I want to be able to go visit them. That is what appealed to me about this opportunity. And yes, it is happening. I can travel to go see my children, and I can decide if I want to work on the trip or not. Usually, if you saw my husband and I traveling, you would see us road tripping. You would see him driving and me in the passenger seat working away on my laptop. I get a lot done. It also helps pass those long car trips. So I love it. I love doing that. Little did I know that I would also be earning trips to destinations like I just mentioned. I am so excited about Cabo and Paris, and all the others have been an amazing time. But it's so much more than the travel. That's just one of the benefits. So let me kind of go into the other reasons why you might want to consider this, because everyone joins for various reasons. I mentioned that I am an empty nester. I have people on my team with young children. I am not working a full-time job. I have made this my full-time job by choice. I didn't have to do this full-time. And most of the people on my team, I have a team of roughly 50 people. Most of them do this part-time, and they have their own full-time job, or they have small children or whatever, and they choose to do this part-time. There is no one telling them how much they need to work. So I love that, the flexibility of this job. So I want to kind of get into kind of the biggest wins that I have had with this as part of my story. And some of the biggest wins are those trips. Those are for sure a win. But I also really, truly enjoy growing a team, mentoring people on my team, helping them grow in their business and finding success. It is such a confidence boost when you have success doing this. Jewelry itself is a confidence boost. When you put this jewelry on and you look in the mirror, you're thinking, I look good, right? And then when you go out in the public and people look at you and they compliment you, you gain confidence. When you accomplish things in your business, you gain confidence. So this whole thing has been a huge confidence builder for me and for my team. I have been able to, because I'm building a team, I have been able to achieve several promotions. And that feels really good too. Later in life, we're empty nesters and I am achieving business success. It is so exciting. So I like to answer the question, why do I love the direct selling industry or profession? Flexibility is my number one answer, because it is flexible. I can do whatever I like. I can choose to work or not. Here's an example. My daughter got married about 3-4 weeks ago. I was able to put my business aside and be fully present in her wedding, all the upcoming excitement about her wedding. I was able to put my business aside, not feel any anxiety about it, because then I could pick it right up. Because Park Lane's a little different than a lot of direct sales companies. Park Lane does not have any commitments or quotas or anything like that. So I had no anxiety thinking, oh, I need to reach this goal or I'll lose something. We never lose our rank. We never lose our commission rate. I've promoted several times. I will never lose that rank. So I love that. So I was able to be fully present for my daughter. And we had a couple other things that weren't as happy as a wedding, but life happens. And in those periods of time, I was able to put my business aside and feel no anxiety. So I love that, number one, about Park Lane. It's really important for you to know. The other thing I love about this business is it's all about relationship building. I am a relationship builder. I've been called that kind of most of my adult life. That is what I like to do. And I absolutely do that with this business. I build relationships with customers. I build relationships with my peers, my leaders, and my team. The team that I bring on, I love to work with them, get to know them, again, help them succeed. That is, if that's something that is important to you, you're going to love this as well. People have asked me, why jewelry? Why, if you're going to build a business, why are you doing it with jewelry? Well, nobody really asks me that very much, because they know I love jewelry. I love it. My son used to ask me every Christmas, what do you want for Christmas? And I would say jewelry, and he would get a little annoyed. He said, that's what you always say. And I'm like, well, that's what I want. So now the problem is, when he asks me what I want for Christmas, I say, I don't know. I have the jewelry. But anyway, so I love jewelry. So that's a good reason to build the business. But you don't even have to love jewelry. That we have people on our team who really didn't wear jewelry before Park Lane. Now they do, but they didn't before. But jewelry is just a wonderful product because whether you wear it or not, you buy it, because people who don't wear jewelry, they still buy jewelry because that is such a giftable commodity. As I said, that was what I always wanted my son to give me. So he'd be buying jewelry, right? Also, the guys do wear a lot of jewelry these days. It's very trending. So it's not just women, but everyone wears jewelry. Everyone buys jewelry. It's simple. I always tell people, they say, oh, you sell jewelry. I'm like, well, I kind of show jewelry, and then people decide they want to buy it. I am showing them. It's not like insurance sales where I need to know all the legal mumbo jumbo. Sorry if you're in insurance, but if you're selling something where you need to convince someone to buy it, that's tough. I don't think I could do that. I don't need to convince someone that they need these Portofino earrings. They can look at them and they can decide for themselves they need these Portofino earrings just because they're beautiful. But I'm not going to need to say to them, well, think about in case this happens, in case you're in a car accident, you're going to need these Portofino earrings. It's not like insurance sales where I have to tell them, convince them. If they don't want the Portofino earrings, well, maybe they're going to see this noble necklace and they're going to say, I need that noble necklace. And they might say, I need them both, because yeah, they should. But that's the thing, is we just show the jewelry. We don't need to sell anyone on it. What we actually do is we're more like personal shoppers. I love to work with my customers and tell them how they can save money on our jewelry. And I'm always telling them, send me that wish list, and then I'm going to show you the best deal. So it's very much relationship building. They are thrilled when they get a message back from me showing them how they save money. So that's to me why jewelry, because it's fun. It's what people love. It's simple. There's not a whole lot to know. I know these come in gold. That's all I really need to know. I need to know that we don't have any lead, nickel, or cadmium in our jewelry. I love to tell people that. I love to tell people that if you have metal sensitivities, it is highly likely that you can wear our jewelry. And if you can't, we have an unconditional warranty. That is so awesome. So I'm very proud of that with Park Lane, which is why we say, why jewelry? I told you why. Why Park Lane? Well, I just told you some of the reasons, because of the quality of our jewelry. We are not costume jewelry. We are nice jewelry. I don't even know what category. I just know we are way above costume jewelry. Because we have standards, that lead, nickel, cadmium that we don't have, the surgical steel posts, we have standards. We also have that unconditional warranty. And I tell people, do you think Park Lane would have an unconditional warranty if we didn't have a good quality product? Of course not. They wouldn't be able to stay in business for 68 years. That's how long we have been in business now, over 68 years. You don't stay in business that long and be the largest jewelry direct sales company in the world if you don't have a quality product. So it's awesome that we can represent a quality product, feel good about it, knowing when our customers buy the product, they're going to love it. And if they buy a certain piece that they don't love, they just contact me and I can make an exchange or a return really quickly. And if anything happens to it, I tell them, even if you're swinging your jewelry around and you break it, please don't do that. But even if you did, unconditional warranty, we would get a replacement for you. So it's very, I can be very confident in offering the jewelry, knowing full well that it is a quality product. That's important to me. So the other reason for why Park Lane, all of our programs, it is unbelievable. Let's go through them real quickly. The customer program, buy two, get four, half off. Your two least expensive are going to be your full price items, everything else is half off or better. Because not only do they get 4 half off items, you also get any item valued up to 200 for just 30. And that's our beginning program. A lot of times we have promotions on top of that, making it even better. But it's so fun to offer that to our customers. Our hostess program. I tell my customers we have the best hostess program on the planet. And then I say, I know how ridiculous I sound, but I've never been proven wrong. And I invite them to prove me wrong, but never has it happened. But our hostess program is based on number of orders. So the guests at the party never have to feel like they need to break their budget to support their hostess. They can place any size order. They can place a small order, just to support the hostess, or they can place a larger order and really rock those promotions and save hundreds of dollars with a larger order. But it's still a $150 order. You can save about $300. So it's amazing. So that's our hostess program. Oh, that's the customer program. But the hostess program, it's based on number of orders. And if they have 5 orders, that's $100 shopping spree because they get $20 per order. You get 9 orders, that's $180 shopping spree, which sounds fantastic until I say, get one more, and that's going to be a $400 shopping spree. It is so generous. Plus, the hostess gets 4 half-off items. Plus, she gets a thank you gift. Plus, she gets as many style drops, the sale items that she wants. Plus, when someone books off of her show, she gets another bonus item for $30 at the next show. The hostess program just keeps giving, giving, giving. And we get a little spoiled because when I host with other organizations, other companies, when I have a friend who sells something else, I'm always like, where are the deals? So we're getting a little spoiled here at Park Lane, but it's a good thing. Another program that we have is our Rich Rewards Club for stylists. Stylists can earn up to and over $1,150 in jewelry every single month. I feel like when I go to my mailbox, I have jewelry showing up in my mailbox that I have to go back and look at past communications to figure out how did I even earn this? I don't even know how I earned this free piece of jewelry showing up in my mailbox. We earn lots and lots of jewelry with Park Lane. So it is awesome. And we can use that jewelry for our own purposes. We can sell it. We can use it as prizes. And we are not told by Park Lane that we can and can't, or that we can't sell in certain ways. So we have all kinds of ways to run our business. Our compensation program is right there at the top. It is one of the best, if not the best, compensation programs in the industry. Our stylists start at 30% if they come in with no experience, and they can promote to 50%. That is what I did. I started in, and now I get 45 to 50% of my commission on my personal sales every single month. So all right, so that's the compensation plan. But also, if you come in with experience, if you have built a team in another direct sales company, you very well might come in at a higher level. And so if you have, make sure you talk to the stylist that invited you to this presentation, because she can help get you connected with our national director. You can chat with our national director and tell her, what your experience is, and she'll decide if it looks like you should come in at a higher level. Just like if you're an executive at Google and Microsoft hires you in, they are not going to start you at the ground floor at Microsoft. It's the same thing with Park Lane, and that is unique to Park Lane. But they will look at your past experience and bring you in at a higher level if it makes sense. So let your stylist know if you think that you are a candidate for that. We also have our car program. We have the Mercedes car program bonus, and I get that. Almost every month I earn that. And here's the deal. You've got a couple options with it too. If you want a Mercedes, you go out and you get yourself a Mercedes lease. You send Park Lane the lease paperwork, let them know that you bought yourself a lease. And then every month that you qualify for the Mercedes car program, the bonus, you will get a check for, they will add to your paycheck $700. If you're like me and you're like, I don't want a Mercedes right now. My husband works for a different, or used to, he just retired from a different car company. We have a corporate lease, and I'm going to stick with what I have for the moment. And so when I qualify for that bonus each month, I get $500. That covers my lease. So it's awesome. It's a wonderful $500 bonus. And so I love that we have that option. We don't have to choose one. We don't have to choose one. We can decide. So down the road, if I decide, okay, I'm ready for my Mercedes, I can then change to that. Travel is another program that Park Lane has that is awesome. And I've already talked about that, but I'll just remind you that I have earned trips to Dublin, Bermuda, Key West, Aruba, Hawaii, Paris. I'm missing one. Cabo. Sorry, Cabo. That's 7. In 3.5 years, I have earned 7 destinations, and 5 of them were trips for 2. So my husband, who now is retired, he gets to travel the world with me on Park Lane's dime. And it is not just a trip. It is an experience. These trips, these experiences that we go on are like nothing we would do for ourselves. If it was our budget, it would not, first of all, we wouldn't be going those places. And if we did, we would be doing a bit of the budget, the budget route. We don't do the budget route with Park Lane. It is first class. In fact, in March, I will be having dinner at the top of the Eiffel Tower with the founding family of Park Lane. I'm telling you, if I went to Paris on my dime, I would not be eating dinner at the top of the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so why now? You're here, we're talking about this, and you're like, okay, well, maybe I want to do it, but maybe not now. Well, I'm going to tell you why now is a good time. Now is a good time because you always want to live in the present, right? But also we've got the holidays coming up. We've got the incentive trip for Dublin happening right now. It is not too late to earn that trip. I earned the incentive trip, and it was Dublin when I started. And because of COVID, we weren't able to go because if you remember, sometimes people would go out of the country, they'd get tested positive for COVID and couldn't come back in. Well, imagine Park Lane trying to manage that for 150 people. So instead, they compensated us very beautifully. It's a very nice paycheck I got when they made that final decision. So we're working on Dublin again. It is not too late for you to earn it. I earned it my first time in very quickly. It is possible. Tell your stylist that you want it. She will help you. She will coach you. She will put you in touch with people who will help you go after that trip. If in the end you don't earn the trip, that's okay. You have built your business, because going after the trip, you're doing the things you need to build your business. And that is the other thing I love about Park Lane. Their incentives always help us build our business as well. But the timing is now because it's also the holiday time. The golden quarter. This is when people are shopping for gifts for themselves, for accessories, for parties they're going to go to. It is a perfect time to join. The other thing is you don't want to be thinking down the road, darn, I wish I had started then, because now that I see what I can do, I should have started then and I would have been even more on a roll. So procrastination, I am a procrastinator by nature, but I make myself not. and it doesn't do you any good. So why not get in, see if it's for you, and then maybe if it's not, then you can get out, but there's no risk. And to get in, the reason it's no risk, it's $99 to join. There are a couple kit options, but the minimum is a $99 kit that you choose $500 worth of jewelry. You get the jewelry you want, $500 worth for $99. Number one, that's not a risk right there because you're quintupling your investment. And then once you get started, you can do anything with it. So you can do a kit for $229 and get $1,000 worth of jewelry, but there is no risk because there are no quotas, no They're never going to say, well, if you're not going to sell, you have to give us back your kit. No, you get it. And it is so worth the try. So kind of people sometimes have the fears. I don't know, maybe you're thinking of a fear, but let me just name a couple that I have heard people say. Number one, I have heard people say, oh, especially if they know me, if they're like customers of mine or friends of mine, they say, I just don't want to disappoint you. No one is going to disappoint me. That you get in, you do what you want, you do as much as you can, you use me, let me coach you. But as I say, I am doing this full time. I do what's right for me. I do not expect anyone else to do what I do unless they tell me that is their goal. If their goal is to, go after a trip, it's to promote to whatever, then I will coach them to that. If they come in and they say, I just want to do this part-time for fun because I have small children, then that is how I coach them. And I am here to mentor, but we are never here to push, to drag you along to do what you don't want to do, because that's not good for anyone. So that fear of letting your stylist down, don't let that stop you. That should not enter the fear area. Time. People are like, I don't know if I have enough time. I will tell you, time is kind of an interesting construct, because when I travel, I go on vacation. I enjoy my vacation, but a lot of times I choose to do some work while I'm on vacation, but I do very little work. I only do the things that are important, and I sometimes have my very best weeks ever. So that tells me I don't need to work full time. I need to figure that out. But the point is, I have people on my team who do work full time in other capacities, and they do this part-time, and they are rocking their business. They are top sellers. They are top recruiters. They have teams that are exploding, but they have figured out how to really manage their time well. So, you can use your time as you like, and then we are going to provide you with ideas of how to use your time even better. And there are people who say, oh, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could go live. Well, number one, you don't have to go live. You can do this business. You can do home parties. Your stylist will probably do your first couple of lives. You can work with her to figure out if you want to go live. People can do home parties still. You don't have to do a virtual party. We tend to train you on the virtual party because that's the most lucrative way to do it. Talk to your stylist, find out the other ways. If you truly don't want to go live, I do suggest that people open a practice Facebook group and practice going live, because it's actually fun. I was so afraid to go live the first couple times, and then I found it is super fun. It really is fun. It's like you're just talking, and a lot of times the comments are scrolling, and I end up having so much fun interacting with the comments. You are going to discover something that you never thought you could do, and you are going to feel so good about it. All right. So finally, I'm going to say, I kind of want to just talk to you as if you are a friend of mine. And if you're wondering whether or not you should do this, I would say to my friend, act on your why not curiosity rather than your I wish regrets. You want to just, I would say if you are curious, if you have this thought in your head that I kind of want to try it, but I'm kind of afraid, I would say go for it. There is no risk. And then if you down the road decide you don't want to do it, no harm, no foul. But I would so much rather jump in with that why not curiosity and see where it takes me than be down the road thinking, I wish I had done that, or I wish I had done that sooner, because it would have put me somewhere different in life had I done this sooner. So that's my advice, is act on your why not curiosity. Everyone has that. Why not? And you don't want to have that regret at the end, like, oh, I wish I had done this. So that's kind of my advice. reach out to your stylist, chat with her, let her know what your thoughts are. She'll answer your questions. I'm sure I didn't answer all of them, but hopefully I gave you some ideas and maybe set your mind at ease. But this has truly been a blessing in my life. Absolutely love this business. Can't believe I fell into it. And I am really excited for you. And I hope that you find great success.